Let's dive right into an explainer covering a daily operation so incredibly massive and so precise that it completely baffles Michelin-starred chefs and modern scientists alike. We're heading deep into the mystical shores of Puri, Odisha in India to uncover the secrets of the Jagannath temple. Now, this isn't just a story about food. It's a masterclass in logistics, ancient tradition, and a spiritual devotion so intense that it literally feeds hundreds of thousands of people. So get comfortable and let's explore a true culinary marvel that has been operating flawlessly for centuries.
Think about trying to run a commercial kitchen today to feed an entire stadium full of people. You need massive industrial gas ranges, electric mixers, huge walk-in freezers, and, of course, an army of chefs constantly tasting and adjusting the seasonings, right? Well, inside the Jagannath temple, every single one of those modern conveniences is completely absent. No electricity, no gas stoves, and absolutely zero tasting before the food is served. Yet somehow, this kitchen operates 365 days a year without missing a single beat, seamlessly adapting to massive daily crowd fluctuations. So how on earth do they pull this off?
The secret to pulling off the impossible actually boils down to one very specific, highly sacred number: 56. Inside the temple, this is known as the Chappan Bhog. Chappan just means 56 in Hindi, and Bhog refers to the food that's offered to the deity. Every single day, without fail, 56 distinct sacred dishes are meticulously prepared and offered to Lord Jagannath, along with his siblings, Lord Balabhadra and Goddess Subhadra. And this isn't just some random assortment of meals thrown together. It is literally an edible archive of ancient Indian culinary science.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, why exactly 56? Well, for that, we have to look at a fascinating mix of ancient math and a legendary mythological storm. The story goes that Lord Krishna lifted the massive Govardhan mountain on his little finger for 7 consecutive days and nights. He did this to shield the people of Vrindavan from a completely devastating storm. Now, Krishna was known to have quite a hearty appetite, usually enjoying about 8 meals a day. By holding up that mountain for 7 days to protect his devotees, he sacrificed 56 meals. So, in a profound gesture of gratitude, once the storm finally passed, the villagers prepared all 56 of his missed meals at once. And because Lord Jagannath is worshipped as a form of Lord Krishna, this ancient act of devotion is beautifully recreated in the temple every single day.
And this amazing legend takes physical form every single day inside the Rosha Gera. This is the temple's kitchen, and it is arguably the largest traditional kitchen on the planet. It honestly operates as an entire institution all on its own, sitting right there in the southeast direction of the outer compound of the Jagannath temple. It's this incredible place where ancient rituals meet just unparalleled logistical efficiency. We really need to break down the sheer scale of this operation next, because the numbers are honestly hard to wrap your head around. To put the scale into perspective, the sheer human effort here, which remember is driven entirely by faith, is just mind-boggling. We are talking about a 150 by 100 foot complex divided into 32 separate rooms. Inside there are 752 traditional earthen stoves, known as chuhas, burning simultaneously. To manage this literal fiery labyrinth, the kitchen relies on 500 main cooks. These are hereditary servitors known as suras, and they work alongside over 200 assistants who fetch the water, chop the ingredients, and manage the fires. During major festivals like the Rath Yatra, this very same kitchen scales up effortlessly to feed up to 100,000 pilgrims in a single day. And they pull this off while following culinary restrictions that would make any modern chef absolutely panic.
Because yeah, scale is definitely not the only hurdle here. These cooks have to navigate incredibly strict 800-year-old rules designed to preserve the food's purity and its indigenous roots. First off, all the cooking is done in earthen clay pots called kudua. These are supplied fresh daily by a dedicated potter community, used exactly once and then discarded. The fuel? Strictly wood, primarily mango wood, to give it this clean, earthy smoke. Furthermore, the ingredients have to be strictly native to ancient India. That means absolutely no potatoes, no tomatoes, and no green chilies. Ingredients that most people just assume are staples of Indian food today were actually introduced centuries later by the Portuguese, so they are banned here. They also completely avoid onions and garlic, sticking to pure Sattvic dietary principles. And the absolute most stressful rule? Zero tasting. The very first entity to taste this food must be the Lord himself.
And actually, it goes way deeper than just the ingredients being strictly regulated. Even the basic elements of fire and water are holy. The cooking fires are lit from the Vaishnavagni. This is an eternal flame that supposedly hasn't been put out for centuries. And the water? It definitely doesn't come from a modern plumbing system. It's drawn exclusively from 2 specific, ancient wells located right next to the kitchen, named Ganga and Yamuna. Hand-drawn water from these wells is literally the only water permitted to touch the sacred food, ensuring complete spiritual purity from the very foundation of the meal.
Now, if you're wondering if they just serve a massive 56-dish buffet all at once, they don't. These 56 dishes are meticulously paced into 6 divine meals to maintain the temple's spiritual energy throughout the entire day. It kicks off at 8:30 in the morning with the Gopala Vallabha. This is a breakfast of milk-based sweets and fruits honoring Krishna's childhood as a cowherd. As the day rolls on, the meals get heavier, like the Sakala Dupa and Bhoga Mandapa, which feature massive spreads of rice, dals, and vegetable curries. The day finally wraps up at 11 p.m. with the Bada Shringara, a light offering of milk and snacks to prep the deity for rest. Every single offering is precisely timed, creating this continuous, beautiful rhythm of devotion.
Okay, this is where things shift from purely culinary to completely cosmic. We really need to distinguish between two crucial concepts here, Bhog and Mahaprasad. So Bhog is the physical food. It's the perfectly cooked rice, the aromatic lentils, the sweet desserts simmering in the kitchen. It is perfectly prepared, sure, but it is ultimately just physical sustenance. However, once that Bhog crosses the threshold of the inner sanctum and is officially offered to the deities by the priests, it undergoes this profound spiritual transformation. It becomes Mahaprasad, the great blessing, infused with divine energy. But wait, there is one final, critical step to complete this whole transformation. The food only undergoes this magical transformation after it is formally offered to Goddess Bimala. She is the presiding divine feminine energy, or the Shakti, of the temple complex. According to sacred temple tradition, even after Lord Jagannath has partaken in the meal, it isn't fully sanctified for public consumption until it's presented to her. Only after Goddess Bimala's acceptance does the Bhog fully and finally become Mahaprasad, ready to be distributed to the world. It's a really beautiful, deeply reverent acknowledgement of the divine feminine's essential role in nourishment and grace.
And here's where the story gets, frankly, kind of mind-blowing, because this centuries-old process yields phenomena that completely stump modern science. First, absolute zero waste. It doesn't matter if 20,000 or 100,000 people show up on any given day, the kitchen prepares exactly the right amount. They never run out, and literally nothing goes to the trash. Second, the Mahaprasad defies the extreme coastal humidity of Puri. Devotees swear that the food never turns stale or spoils, even when kept for days. And finally, the cooks report that while the food is boiling in the kitchen, it emits absolutely zero aroma. None. It is only after it's been offered to the deities that a rich, mouth-watering fragrance magically fills the air. Science tries to offer theories about alkaline clay pots and natural preservatives like turmeric, but for the devotees, the explanation is simple. It's just the grace of the Lord.
So, where does all this blessed food go? Once fully blessed, the Mahaprasad leaves the inner sanctum and heads to its ultimate destination for the people, the Ananda Bazaar, or the Market of Bliss. This is a massive open-air courtyard right within the temple complex, and it's where the spiritual strictly meets the social. It's a sprawling, energetic hub where thousands of pilgrims gather every single day to purchase and consume the sacred food together. It's essentially the ultimate dining hall, filled with the energy of thousands of people experiencing a direct, tangible connection to the divine through a shared meal.
And this right here is why this explainer matters so much. In a society historically stratified by rigid caste systems, this food becomes the ultimate social equalizer. Picture this, a wealthy CEO and a rural farmer sitting side by side on the exact same stone floor, eating the exact same food from the exact same leaf plates. The boundaries of class, status, and background completely dissolve in this courtyard, and only devotion and equality remain. In the eyes of the divine, and in the sharing of Mahaprasad, everyone is absolutely equal. It's a powerful, revolutionary statement of human dignity, and it's been practiced here daily for hundreds of years.
Ultimately, the Rashagara is literal proof that sometimes the most flawless logistical operations on Earth aren't powered by complex software or electricity, but by unyielding devotion. So it really makes you think, if an 800-year-old kitchen can perfectly feed 100,000 people without a single taste test or even a watt of power, what other ancient quote-unquote impossible systems are out there, right now, just waiting for us to truly understand them?